Hi, this is John Muller. It is Sunday, January 10th. It's about 6 o'clock. We're actually entering the third round scores for the SBS Championship, which is the first tournament this year on the USPGA Tour schedule. I should have entered it last night, but am doing this a little bit late. So I'm actually logged into a demo account, as you can see up here. And what I'm going to do is now I have the admin link up here for the SBS Championship. I can actually go and click on that, and that'll take me to my account in the tournament admin page for the SBS Championship. I'll page down to the admin links, and I'm going to click on Import Results. And so there we go, and I actually have the third round results over here in an Excel file. And what I'm going to do is actually highlight all the columns that are before the third round, and I'm going to delete those so we have the player's name right next to the third round scores. So I delete that, and now I have the third round scores and the player's name next to them. And I'm just going to highlight all these. I copy them by hitting Control C, and then I go back to the browser. I'm going to paste this player's name and scores into the player's field here, and I'm going to come down and make sure everything is set properly in the settings for the import results. Separation type is tab. The encapsulation type is none. There are no quotes around the names. The player name is first name, last name. So sure enough, Mark Wilson is an example. The last names are not caps, so we're okay. The round enter is the third round, and the type of score is the number of strokes, and it's for an individual round, in this case the third round. I press submit, and so that will bring up this page here where I can now look at the results and see if the system has found the player in the field of the tournament. Sure enough, it should be the case being that this is the third round. We've already entered two rounds previous to this. And so again, you see Lucas Glover. The data in the system for the third round is 0, but we're going to enter 71 for him here. And you make sure this is the third round you're entering by looking up here, and you'll see round 3. So just look down this list to make sure everything's okay. If it wasn't, I could not deselect one of these, and it wouldn't enter that score properly, or it wouldn't enter that score accordingly. So now I'll actually then change this to round 3. So there's been 3 rounds played, and I push submit. And so that would then give me the results. I just want to make sure all the updates were successful. Sure enough, they were. So I'll come back and I'll go and look at the public results and earnings page to see what it looks like. So this takes me to the public page of the 2010 SBS Championship. And sure enough, it's looking pretty good for the most part. You see Lucas Glover, Jeff Ogilvy. However, if we look here, we actually see that the rankings are not correct. And the reason that's the case is we haven't set the rankings. So what we have to do is come up here and hit Player Tournament Rank Calculation. And I'll click here, and boom. Well, that was a bug, but we'll go back and fix it later. But what that would do is actually then set the rankings accordingly. But that's all it takes to enter a round. Okay, we're looking at the SEC Edgar system here, and I'm actually looking at a company called Genesis Energy LP. And I just want to show you what happens when the SEC has an issue with their complete submission text file, and it's actually not a true text file, but is a text file that has HTML tags in it. So if we look at this list here, normally we'd look at the complete submission text file. So I'll click here, and we're looking at the 10K for Genesis Energy LP, and the report period was December 31st, 2009. So we page down one page here. We look at the 10K, and we see that it has actually a lot of HTML tags. You can see by looking at the body tag here, at the division tag here, the HR tag here. So that basically tells us that this is not a true text file. So we don't want to save this because it will not save as a text file, but more so as a HTML file. So we go back, and if we look here at the top of the list, we see an HTML page. And usually the indicator for me that tells me the SEC is having issues with this company's filing is that there's actually an HTML file up here, even though there is a complete submission text file here. And so what I'll do is click on this HTML page here, which is actually the complete Form 10K for Genesis Energy for this period. So I click on this, and this is how it's formatted. So it's actually showing the true HTML format within the browser. And what we're going to do is copy this text into a text file that we have in a text editor. So we actually select the entire text by hitting Control A. And so this will basically highlight all the text in this file, and we'll hit Control C to copy it. You can also use the browser menus, basically the edit menu, and edit copy and edit paste. So I hit Control C to copy this, and then I go to my text editor over here, and I actually will show how I paste it in here. Okay, and so the text editor that I'm using is just a application called TextPad, and I basically hit Control V to paste the text from the 10K. And so if we look at this file, we'll see that it's actually looking at the 10K in true text, so it didn't copy any of the HTML tags. So I'll go up to the very top, and I'll see it doesn't necessarily look very well formatted, but this is fine for what we're doing in terms of content analysis. And the application that we're using called Diction to analyze the text, it's a lot better than the HTML tags being in the document, so that we actually get a true sense of the number of words in the 10K or any filing that we're looking at. And all you do is basically save this as a TXT file, and I'll just save it into a location that I know where it is, and this would be the perm no, and then the year. In this case it's 2009, and it's a 10K, and I put TXT as the extension. So, and that's all you do.